What's up YouTube, YamaArashi here, and now that the Lightsworn support has come out on DN, I just wanted to go over a deck profile that I've been working on for the past couple days. Basically, it abuses Raiden because he's uh, like the good version of Card Trooper for this deck, because you get to mill, he gets big, especially when you like mill a wolf. You do at least like 4,000 damage if you can have your battle phase, stuff like that. So yeah, just abuse Garroth and Raiden and Minerva if I mill it with Garroth. It's just like a lot of very fast milling, and it's just really good. So to start off, we have Celestia. If you play Wolf, you can play Celestia. The only reason why Wolf is viable is because of Raiden, so I'm playing both. Celestia is a one-of because you have to tribute summon it. So if you can't tribute summon it, you can pitch it with Monster Reincarnation or Beckoning Light, stuff like that, Solar Recharge. Then we have one Aaron. It's a warrior, so it works with Rhoda. And by the time this deck comes out, Girgia is going to have their support too. So you want to put things back into the deck. And it also, it just hits a lot of things like Maestroke, Zenmaines, a lot of cards that are going to be good if dragons die and like Girgia becomes amazing. Then we have two Garroth. Garroth just like you abuse the milling and drawing, so it gives you draw power while you mill. One Guardian of Order. If you control two or more light monsters, you can special summon it. You can only control one, so you only play one, kind of like Grandmaster. And it lets you go into Felgrand and Heliopolis very quickly, and it also does more damage. So like if I Lumina into something, it's automatically ready to summon, so it's very good. Then we have Honest because it's a light deck. One Jane because it gets over things. It's a warrior, so it's a target and it's a name. Target for Rhoda and it's a name. 3 JD because it's actually viable to play 3. Before I would say 2 or 3, but now you pretty much have to play 3. Light Ray Daedalus. It's really good because it's a field spell format with Ravine and Spellbook Tower, things like that. So you make Spellbook Tower mistiming by popping everything. Actually, you don't. Never mind. But you get to pop a field spell and 2 other cards on the field. So if they have even like Seal of Orichalcos or something like that, or Field Barrier, you can just like pop 2 cards for free. So that's really good. And also is your other Lila, so you can like get rid of Necro Valley if you need to banish for Necrogardna, or Beckoning Light something. Just allows you to target the graveyard if you're playing against Gravekeeper. 3 Lumina, it's kind of like the main not boss monster of the deck. Like the deck only works because Lumina, because you get to special summon for free, basically, stuff like that, or extra normal summons. Lila, pop a back row. It's really good if they have like Imperial Iron Wall or something like that out. It kind of sucks if they have skill drain, but that's why I play Book of Moon, so you can like chain to that. Play 1 Minerva. Couldn't find room really for the second, but it's really good to play because if you draw it really late game, you can just search for JD. But most of the time, you're going to be pitching it for Solar Recharge and Monster Reincarnation, or just mill it, and get a free mill. 3 Necrogardna keeps you alive, protects your monsters or your life points if you're getting OTK'd. Then we have Raiden, the best new card. I think it's like number 2, maybe number 1, or tied for first with Lumina. So you mill 2 cards. Every Lightsworn you mill, gain 200 attack until your opponent's end phase, so it'll at least be 1900 if you do mill at least 1. And it'll stay that way for the next turn, so you can't get run over by like a Thunder King or something. And then you mill 2 at the end phase, so that's good. You basically mill 4 every turn. It's really good. 2 Wolf because it works really well with Raiden, and there's all these discard outlets. So and Foolish Burial. So spells: Book of Moon, Charge of Light Brigade, search for anything except for Celestia. Foolish Burial, mill anything. Monster Incarnation, get your stuff back. Rhoda, search for a lot of stuff because Raiden's a warrior. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 targets, so play Rhoda. Solar Recharge, play 3 of, because there's a lot of Lightsworns. 2 Beckoning Light to OTK. 2 Breakthrough Skill, it's basically your Veiler, and it helps you get over like Zen Mains and Maestro. Tragodia. Basically effects that stop you from winning on your turn. And 6 cents because it's broken. Just call 5/6, doesn't matter. Then extra deck, Ancient Fairy Dragon, because Minerva and NE4 or Raiden and Lumina is like a really easy way to make this card, and basically helps you win the game. Angel of Zera, Raiden and NE4 can make it for all the 8s, by the way, and you gain 100 attack for each of your opponent's banished cards, so it's really good against dragons and stuff like that. And it's also a light, so it works with Honest. That's the other reason why I'm playing it. Black Rose Dragon, blow up the field with Minerva and 4, or Lumina and Raiden. Crimson Blader, lock your opponent. Works really well against dragons and you know, Dark World if you ever play against it. Michael, Lightsworn Arc. He's pretty good. He's kind of like a pay 1000 BLS kind of thing, like you just banish any card, which is also good at spot removal for any card on the field. And when it's destroyed, you get to shuffle things and gain life points back, so you don't deck out basically anymore as long as this card is legal. And at the end phase, you use mill 3, so it's really good. It's also a Lightsworn name, so it's easier to get 4 names. Not that it's hard with this build. Mistworm, because Lumina Minerva is a really easy way to make Mistworm. And then you can load the Grave with Lights for Light Ray, Daedalus, stuff like that. Stardust Spark Dragon, because it can protect itself with JD. So if you need to go for game, say they have like 5,000 life points left, drop JD while you have this out, boom the field, protect itself, and then attack for game. Felgrand, because 2 level 8s is really easy, especially with Guardian of Order and just JD being amazing. And it's just really good in general. Like you can play a lot of battle phase tricks and negate Dark Hole and not mill yourself out. And Heliopolis, because you can just load your graveyard and you know, just things like that, and blow up cards on the field, multiple cards on the field. Love of All Chain, the only 4 I feel like you need other than Maestro for the JD, because you get to top deck JD or a Mill Wolf or Necrogardna or Minerva, things like that. For the other 4, we have Maestro because it works with JD. And then Levier works with Necrogardna and just anything. If they side like Macro or Defissure, you can help get your stuff back. And the other 3 is Zen Mains because it works with JD. Then number 11, Big Eye, steal your opponent's monsters, and Draco Sack because it works with JD. It's just a really good card in general, obviously. Side deck, Consecrated Light, basically for Evil Swarm, things like that. Dark World. Anything with darks. Gravekeeper. DD Crow for Dragoonides and anything that you saw like plays Pot of Duplicity. I mean, I forget the new Pot of Avarice. That's really bad. 3 Maxi. Basically against dragons and helps you draw into like DD Crow or whatever else you sided in. So against fast decks. 2 Swift Scarecrow for any deck really, because you can get OTK'd pretty fast since there's not a lot of protection, except for like Necrogardna. Dark Hole, because Dark Hole, but you don't need to main it because it's kind of a waste of space. 2 Goes in match against anything that plays multiple tributes like dragons. I don't know. Don't really like it against dragons personally. I'd rather side in Imperial, but side out my Necrogarners, side in Imperial. And goes a match just like, I don't know, stop your opponent from like XYZing into different attribute monsters, like getting cowboyed or something, if you're playing against Evil Swarm. Imperial Iron Wall stops your opponent from going off and works with Soul Drain and stuff. So I like to side out my 3 Necrogarners for 2 Imperial and Soul Drain, just so like I can stop my opponent, because everything else happens in hand or field, so that's not a bad combo for side decking. And then 2 Decree, stop your opponent from activating back row like Return or Sixth Sense or Skill Drain, things like that, other cards that kill you. And then the Soul Drain. So let me know what you think. If there's any edits you would make, let me know. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.